Action.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elijah Winfrey, and this is a little show that I'd like to call Nothing in Particular. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about nothing in particular. Today, our show is semi-sponsored by Ramen Noodles. Not this kind, though, because I like chicken flavor. Anyway, so today I have a silly story for you, and the silly story involves upstate New York, ramen noodles, and a microwave. And if anybody knows me, they probably already heard this story. But for those who don't, here we go. So I live in Messina, New York. And if you don't know where that is, it's the tippy tip top of the state of New York. Basically, if I take a pee outside, the pee's in Canada. But a lot of people always ask, have you seen the Statue of Liberty? And I have to tell them that that's not up here. That's about 8 hours the other direction. So anyway, up here it gets really, really cold in the wintertime, and sometimes if you don't leave the water running, which I have a tendency to not do, the pipes freeze. And so the pipes are frozen in my house. Now, I'm just going to be honest, I am not a cook in my house. I don't cook. I am the worst possible cook ever. I can screw up cinnamon toast. It's bad. So this particular night, my fiance was at work and I was at home, and I was looking for something to cook that was easy and would be 5 minutes or less. So I thought, what any reasonable guy would think about some ramen noodles or ramen noodles or whatever you want to call them. I call them ramen. But so I wanted to cook some ramen noodles, and so I grabbed this Tupperware dish and threw my ramen noodles in it. And then I thought, well, we don't have water because the pipes had froze, but no big deal. The noodles will cook anyway. Everything will be fine. They'll look just like they are in the package. So I threw them in this Tupperware dish, and I threw it in the microwave. And what I normally do with my ramen noodles is I just hit the 4-minute button and I walk away. And then when I come back, I don't really have to do a whole lot except for drain my noodles, put butter in them, and I'm a weirdo about this, but I put ranch dressing in them too because it's awesome. Haven't tried that? Make sure you try it. Anyway, so I pop it in the microwave, close the door, and begin to walk away. And I go back to doing my lunges, and by lunges I mean jumping on the couch and watching TV. And about, I don't know what the exact time was in the microwave, but I'm going to say about 2 minutes in, I started smelling this aroma. All right. And I had smelt this before in my life. Basically, if I can describe the smell, it was like when you go to Walmart and you buy the bag popcorn and the bag tells you to put it in the microwave for 1 minute and 45 seconds. So you do what the bag tells you to do. Why? Because the bag said so. And when you put it in for 1 minute and 45 seconds, you get it back, and it's almost like Santa Claus took the kernels out and replaced it with coal. It smells like burnt popcorn, basically. And so I knew that that was not the delicious smell of ramen noodles, but it smelled like something else that was very, very bad. So I ran to the microwave, opened it up, just smoke coming out of the microwave. And I look inside the Tupperware dish, and there's the ramen noodle cube, and half of the cube is burnt, completely black. All right. And so I realized that, this was not going to be like every other time I've made ramen noodles where it ended successfully. So I grabbed the thing out of the microwave, grabbed the Tupperware dish, and then some ramen noodles started falling on the floor. And I said, well, that's not right. It's in a dish. So I looked at the bottom of the dish, and what do you know? It had burnt a hole in the bottom of the dish. Now, something I should say about the Tupperware dishes. My fiance had just received these during Christmas, and at this point in time, Christmas hadn't been that far prior to the event that I'm talking about. I think it may have been like a week or 2 weeks. And a part of this Tupperware dish, like it had a family. It was like mommy Tupperware dish, daddy Tupperware dish, sissy, brother, and Uncle Stevie. The one that I burnt was Uncle Stevie. But still, wasn't good. So I'm looking at the dish and I'm trying to think of what I can do to solve the situation. And I had come up with the brilliant plan of going into the trash, taking up some of the trash and putting in this messed up thing in the trash and then putting the rest of it back on top, making like a trash sandwich. And she would never know. Well, my fiance decides to come home, it's her house too. And she comes in the front door, and the first thing she asks is, "What's that smell?" You see, because the one thing I had forgotten to do was to get any kind of air freshener and put it in the house. Guys at home, if you ever make the same mistake I did, make sure that you air freshen the house too and not just make the trash sandwich. But see, here's my thing. If somebody asks me something, but it's not a direct thing and I know I'm going to get in trouble, I can normally talk my way out of it. But see, the problem is she had directly asked about the smell. So I had no other choice but to tell her what had happened. And for reasons that I can't exactly say, she wasn't too pleased with me. Uncle Stevie was a close dish in her family. But to this day, I'm pretty sure she still holds a grudge about the Tupperware dishes. And all I have to say is that I'm sorry, Cassandra, and her family won't let me live it down. Every time we go to cook something, it's always a joke when Eli sets up to cook. But anyway, that's my funny story for the day. This has been Nothing in Particular with Elijah Winfrey. And next time that I'm on, the YouTube, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have something else funny to talk about. You probably get to hear about my cooking a couple of times because there's plenty of funny stories when it comes to that. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.